So we're on the OpenSea NFT Marketplace, which is a web dApp we'll use for a few of the upcoming demonstrations. And we're first going to list an NFT for sale just to get an idea of how MetaMask handles certain transaction requests. Then I'll demonstrate how it's possible to see the actual raw transactions that are submitted by OpenSea for approval within MetaMask. And lastly, I'll show you how to capture and replay these types of requests using Chrome Console. And that will be important to know going forward as a local mechanism for submitting test transactions and the various exercises we'll go through later on in the training. So first, let's go ahead and list this for sale. I'll set this for 0.1 ETH. And we see MetaMask pop up with the request to approve OpenSea to be able to transfer that NFT out of your wallet. And that, of course, makes sense because if we want to sell an NFT, and if a buyer wants to buy the NFT, then OpenSea needs permission to be able to transfer out of your wallet and into the buyer's wallet. So we can dig down into the transaction details real quick. It's not super important to understand this all at the moment. This is the data being sent to the NFT smart contract. Let me zoom in real quick. And so the first part of this data that's being sent, the first 4 bytes will always be the function signature within the contract itself. So this function signature is going to line up with this set approval for all. And then the remaining data in this payload is just the parameters being sent along with that function call. So we'll just cancel this transaction for now. And now let's do the same request, but let's see how it's possible to actually see that request being sent to MetaMask. So we'll pop open Chrome Console. And now we can put in a basic logging script that can look something like this. So this script just looks for any message events with the method set to ETH send transaction, which is the method we're interested in. And now we can go ahead and execute that same transaction to list the NFT. So MetaMask has opened again, but you'll see that this time we captured the message event. So now we can open up this message object and see exactly what was being sent to the Ethereum provider. It's not super crucial at this point to understand the entire format of the message, but the key pieces of data, as we know, the method was send transaction, and then the parameters. So we see that the parameters being sent are first the data field, which we observed in the MetaMask UI. And then we have our sender address. This is my wallet address from the originating wallet or the originating sender of the transaction. The gas value, which is not a required parameter. Then we have the to address. In this case, the recipient of this transaction would be the NFT smart contract address of the contract holding my NFT that I'm listing for sale. And that is because we need that contract to know that we are giving spender approval to the OpenSea contract address to transfer that NFT out of my wallet. And then we have the value. But in this type of transaction, there's no cost or there's no value needs to be sent to execute this transaction other than the gas fee. So then we've seen how this can be sent, or we've seen how this communication happens in a way. But what if we want to replay this same request or send it manually, even within Chrome Console for our testing purposes? So it's actually quite easy. Just go ahead and copy the object here, and then we can paste it into console. We can delete some unnecessary value, and we essentially have the raw request that OpenSea sent to MetaMask. So at this point, to replay it, we could just give this a variable name. Then we can directly call the Ethereum object method. request, and then send our message in the request. So you see now that we've generated the exact same request, and it was picked up by MetaMask. So now that we know how to send these requests manually, it's actually quite easy just to go in here and start doing some basic testing, generating some manual test cases. For instance, what if I want to see what happens in MetaMask, or even a security extension if I remove the prefix from the sender address, for example. But we'll go over those types of test cases and a lot more coming up.